Hello and welcome to the Deutsche Goldmesse YouTube channel. My name is Kai Hoffman. I'm the host of the Deutsche Goldmesse, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to one of our participating companies today. It's Maple Gold Mines, and we're joined by CEO Kiran Patankar. I'm really looking forward to catching up with him and really looking forward to hosting him in Frankfurt. Kiran, thank you so much for joining here virtually. Really looking forward to hosting you in Frankfurt.
Likewise. Thanks, Kai. Great to see you and looking forward to a great conference coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah, likewise. We're already looking at record registrations here. It'll be a busy one. Of course, $4,000 gold has quite a bit to do with that. We're not all geniuses all of a sudden, but the momentum is there. But Kiran, we're here to talk about Maple Gold Mines. Give us a quick 60-second overview of the company. Who are you?
Sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for the opportunity. Maple Gold Mines is an advanced exploration and development company focused on advancing our district scale Douay and Joutel gold projects located in the heart of the Abitibi gold belt in Quebec. The projects are well advantaged relative to our peers. We've got an established multi-million ounce gold resource, just over 3 million ounces in the indicated and inferred at Douay. With lots of upside potential in terms of exploration, both near the existing resource, but also along 55 kilometers of strike length along the Casa Berardi, which we control. And we have a project called Joutel, which was a past producing high-grade gold mine complex that was Agnico Eagle's first producing gold mine. Their namesake, actually, the Eagle Gold Mine, is part of that complex. It hasn't seen any systematic exploration since the early 1990s when the gold price was substantially lower, produced about 1 million ounces at 6.5 grams. So really, we've got district scale gold opportunities. We've got a 500 square kilometer land package thereabouts in the heart of a region which is well endowed with infrastructure. And importantly, we've completed a major restructuring of the company just recently, set the company up for success. We've got the right capital structure, the right team in place, a refreshed board, and just completed $18 million worth of financing supported by Agnico, by Michael Gentile, by Franklin Templeton. So we're well set up for certainly a much better gold price environment, and we're anticipating an aggressive exploration and development program coming up this fall and winter.
Fantastic, Kieran. Appreciate that overview. Let's get a bit more granular on what you just mentioned, the strategy, the business plan here. What are we looking at strategy-wise?
I think it's very simple for us. It is focused exploration and development in a world-class gold belt with established infrastructure and tremendous partners, right? This has been a market where certainly the gold price moving up has lifted, the rising tide has lifted all boats. There should be, and discerning investors are certainly using a quality filter to figure out which ones of these projects, are not just, driven up just because of the gold price. They're not dependent. For example, the marginal projects are dependent on rising gold prices for them to become economic. Maple's resource, as I mentioned earlier, it was done in 2022 when we were a joint venture partnership with Agnico Eagle. It was done using $1,800 gold, right? Obviously, we're in the midst of a resource update. We've done a successful step out and expansionary drill program, the first that we had done in over 2 years with a new team. We demonstrated the potential for this deposit to extend to depth. We've got a lot of on-strike potential as well and regional potential. So the focus is really it's exploration, but particularly regional exploration, growing our ounces from current 3 million ounces to something that looks like 5 million. We're one of only a handful of companies that have established 3 million ounce plus projects in Canada that have existing infrastructure, right? So we have a road that runs right through the property, a highway that connects the highway head frames from Val-d'Or and Rouyn-Noranda to the mining center of Matagami. And we've got, Quebec grid power at 4 cents per kilowatt hour. So we're already an infrastructure advantaged. But the other thing that we're also doing in addition to high upside, high value added exploration is we're looking at development opportunities for both the ounces that we have at Douay and the restart potential at Joutel, which is a high grade opportunity. So I think from a strategy standpoint, we're advancing on dual tracks. We're well capitalized, well financed. And again, as I said, we've got a new team and a new vision as to how we proceed in terms of growing shareholder value. We've been very successful over the last couple of months. We haven't even put a drill hole in the ground yet. So lots more coming.
Awesome. No, thank you so much for that, Kiran. But what can we look forward to, maybe to touch on that last point in terms of near-term, mid-term catalysts as investors?
Yeah, I think the key thing, and we're going to be coming out with the announcement, we just closed $13 million financing last week. So we're coming out with an announcement as to how we're going to spend that the use of proceeds of the over $18 million that we've raised over the last 6 weeks. But investors can anticipate an expanded fall-winter program. We had talked about a 10,000-meter fall program that's likely to grow to something approaching 30,000 meters between now and the end of April, which would be one of the more ambitious programs, probably the biggest drill program that Maple has accomplished, even going back to the history of the joint venture with Agnico. So lots of drilling catalysts starting to really expect to see the drills start turning here in the next 2 weeks. The winter is our busy season. We look for the ground to be frozen to access all portions of the deposit and regionally. In addition to that drill program and lots of drilling catalysts, we also have a resource update, which is well underway. We've targeted delivery of that resource update for the first half of 2026. And we're also in the midst of an internal engineering and scoping study, which should answer a lot of the key questions around the deposits in terms of what are the potential for optimization between open pit and underground. What does the flow sheet look like? What is the opportunity to utilize existing infrastructure potentially? Look at a starter pit scenario or smaller scale ramping up type scenario, or the big, mining scenario, et cetera. So I think within the next 12 months, we'll not only have an even more substantial resource at Douay, but we'll also have at least a good sense of where we're going from a development standpoint with both Douay and Joutel.
Fantastic. Yeah, awesome. Appreciate that. And maybe just to put a bow around it all, why should investors meet with you in Frankfurt, either one-on-one or attend your presentation?
Yeah, I think investors, as I mentioned earlier, discerning investors that are looking for quality ounces in a tremendous region with lots of geologic potential, but also with established infrastructure, should be taking a very close look at Maple Gold Mines. We tick every box in terms of, the district scale potential of the property, the established ounces on the property, which are currently trading for, less than $20 US per ounce. We have the partnership with Agnico Eagle. We've got, strong supportive shareholders. We've undertaken major restructuring and reset of the company to extract and to unearth more value from our district scale gold project. So, we've certainly performed well over the last couple of months, but there's a lot more value to be demonstrated. So I think it's an ideal time with gold doing what it's done. I think our opportunity is asymmetric with a very low risk.
Fantastic. Kiran, really appreciate that teaser of Maple Gold Mines. Really looking forward to hosting you in Frankfurt, learning more, attend the presentation, of course, as well. So, Kiran, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And everybody else, thank you so much for watching. Hope this was interesting for you. If it was, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you haven't done so, you can register for free for the Deutsche Goldmesse over at deutschegoldmesse.com or germangoldshow.com. Really appreciate you joining us. And if you haven't seen it, down below, we got some fantastic keynotes joining us. Rick Rule, Keith Neumeyer, Alex Greiner, and many others. So make sure you join us in Frankfurt as well. Thank you so much and take care.